Look at where we've set the bar in this country. We've set the bar at death.
As of this morning, the chief medical officer of Butler Memorial Hospital says 14 people have died from complications of COVID-19 since Friday. He says this is an alarming number of deaths in just a matter of days. One of the people who died, a 76-year-old man from Slippery Rock. Amy Wadas is live to share his story and a message from doctors as well. Amy.
Kim, William Buchanan spent 14 days here at Butler Memorial Hospital. His son says he was a relatively healthy man who was active in the community, but he ended up in the hospital about 3 weeks ago when he didn't feel well, and his son says he died from COVID last weekend.
And all the times we failed, he would be right there with just words of encouragement.
Matthew Buchanan fondly remembers his dad, William Buchanan, as a guy who was always there for him and his sisters, a man who would do anything for his family and who always felt invincible.
So he took his vitamins, everything, did everything right, and he thought he was going to beat COVID no matter what happened.
A few weeks ago, Matthew says his dad didn't feel like himself. He later tested positive for COVID and ended up at Butler Memorial Hospital.
And put him on a ventilator because his pulse ox dropped again till 71%, which is critical.
Matthew says things took a turn from there.
On Thanksgiving night, he pushed his food away, didn't want to eat, and I knew that he was bad if he wouldn't eat a Thanksgiving meal.
William died on Sunday. Matthew says his dad didn't get the COVID-19 vaccine, and doctors at Butler Memorial say the majority of patients being hospitalized with COVID are not vaccinated. In fact, out of the 14 who've died since Friday, they say only about 4 or 5 got the shot.
The people that are vaccinated that we've seen that have passed usually have a substantial number of medical problems and medical issues.
Issues like high blood pressure, heart disease, and obesity. Dr. Rottinghouse stresses they weren't all elderly. He says some as young as their 50s, and it appears most of them had the Delta variant.
It's all coming together in terms of the contagiousness of the virus, reduction of mitigation measures, and then, absolute numbers of hospitalizations.
That's why he stresses getting the vaccine now if you haven't already. He says it'll help lower your risk of winding up in the hospital if you do get it. But Matthew Buchanan, who also isn't vaccinated, says he's still weighing his options despite what happened to his dad.
I'm still undecided right now. Just want to, do my dad the best and put him to rest peacefully, and we'll kind of move on with life after that.
Dr. Rottinghouse also stresses to people to continue to mask up and wash their hands. And he also encourages people to talk to your loved ones, the people you're spending your time with, to get the shot too if they are not vaccinated. Reporting live in Butler tonight, Amy Wadas, KDKA News.